Hey travelers, planning a trip to Southeast Asia? A common question we hear is, what's the best way to pay for things? Should you carry cash, use credit cards, or rely on ATMs? And when it comes to exchanging money, is it better to bring cash from home or exchange it locally for the best rate? Watch this video for valuable insights and practical tips on payments to help you travel with confidence. If you're used to tapping your card everywhere, you might be in for a surprise. While some places accept credit cards, many still rely on cash. That's why we're breaking down how payments work in 8 popular Southeast Asian countries, so you can avoid those awkward "oops, they don't take card" moments. Can you use credit cards everywhere? Or is cash still king? We'll go country by country, covering where cards work, when cash is essential, the best ways to exchange money, and the hidden fees to watch out for. Let's dive in.
Singapore stands out as the most cashless nation in Southeast Asia, where credit cards are widely accepted across various establishments. Credit cards can be utilized at nearly all types of businesses, ranging from hawker centers to shopping malls, and even for public transportation. While cash is seldom required, it is advisable to carry some for smaller vendors or taxi services. Limitations are minimal. A few establishments may impose a minimum spending requirement for credit card transactions, but overall, the country is very accommodating to card users. In Singapore, one should anticipate an ATM fee of up to $6 for withdrawals from local banks.
Let us now turn our attention to Malaysia, recognized as one of the most accessible countries in Southeast Asia for cashless transactions. Credit cards are extensively accepted, ranging from shopping malls in Kuala Lumpur to hotels in Penang, and even at certain local hawker stalls. While cash remains necessary for purchasing street food, in general, utilizing a credit card for payments is quite convenient. There are some limitations to consider. Certain establishments may impose a minimum spending requirement for credit card usage. However, the overall acceptance of credit cards is quite high, and Malaysian banks typically do not impose fees on foreign users for ATM withdrawals. Should an ATM charge a surcharge, you will be notified prior to finalizing the transaction.
Thailand, often referred to as the Land of Smiles, is celebrated for its stunning beaches, delectable cuisine, and rich cultural heritage. However, when it comes to payment methods, the situation for credit cards may not be as favorable. While this tropical haven predominantly relies on cash transactions, the acceptance of credit cards is gradually increasing, particularly in urban areas. Credit cards are indeed accepted at hotels, shopping centres, and upscale dining establishments in cities such as Bangkok and Phuket. However, when venturing into street food markets or local vendors, one should not anticipate the ability to use a credit card. Cash remains essential. Tuk-tuks, street food vendors, and the majority of small enterprises primarily conduct their business in cash. It is important to note that many establishments impose a surcharge of 2 to 3% on credit card transactions, so it is advisable to keep this in mind. While 7-Eleven stores do accept credit cards, a minimum purchase of 200 Thai baht, approximately $6, is required. Additionally, withdrawing cash from an ATM incurs a fee of 220 Thai baht, around $6.50 per transaction, making it prudent to withdraw larger sums when necessary.
Indonesia is a country where credit cards are useful in the cities, but cash is still essential for local spots. Credit cards? You'll find them accepted in hotels, restaurants, and larger businesses in places like Jakarta and Bali. However, once you venture off the beaten path, cash is the preferred method of payment. Cash? For local markets, street food, and small transport options like ojek, motorbike taxis, it's best to have cash on hand. Limitations. Some places may charge a 3 to 5% surcharge for credit card payments. The good news is that most bank-owned ATMs in Indonesia don't charge access fees or surcharges, whether you're using an international card or one linked to an Indonesian bank account. What's changing? Mobile wallets like GoPay and OVO are gaining popularity, but it's still a good idea to carry cash for smaller purchases.
Let us now turn our attention to the Philippines. The financial landscape here presents a blend of traditional and modern practices. While credit cards are increasingly accepted, cash remains integral to everyday transactions. Credit cards are commonly utilized in major urban centers such as Manila and Cebu, particularly in shopping malls, hotels, and high-end dining establishments. Nevertheless, numerous small local enterprises do not accept card payments, necessitating the carrying of cash. Cash is essential for many services, including local taxis, jeepneys, street vendors, and small eateries. Keep in mind that many establishments add a 2-3% surcharge on credit card transactions. Additionally, ATM withdrawal fees vary by bank, with most charging 250 Philippine pesos, approximately $4.50 per transaction.
Vietnam remains a predominantly cash-based economy. In major cities like Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City, credit cards are accepted in some places, but for most transactions, cash is still the way to go. Credit cards. Accepted at high-end hotels, international restaurants, and some tourist attractions, but many small local businesses do not take cards. Cash. Essential for street food, local shops, taxis, and everyday purchases. Limitations. Credit card payments typically incur a 3 to 4% fee. ATM withdrawal fees range from 0 to 66,000 Vietnamese dong, up to nearly $3 per transaction. To avoid unnecessary currency conversion charges, always select Decline Conversion when using an ATM. What's changing? Digital payment platforms like Momo and ZaloPay are becoming more popular, but cash remains king in Vietnam.
Next, let us discuss Cambodia. The economy remains predominantly cash-oriented. However, certain establishments do accept credit cards. Credit cards are generally accepted at tourist accommodations, restaurants, and larger enterprises in Phnom Penh and Siem Reap. Nevertheless, numerous local markets and smaller businesses do not facilitate card transactions. Cash is essential for purchasing street food, utilizing tuk-tuks, and shopping at small retailers. It is important to note that credit card transactions typically incur a surcharge of 3 to 4%. Additionally, ATM withdrawal fees are relatively high, ranging from $4 to $10, with $5 being the most frequently encountered fee per transaction.
Let's finally discuss Laos. Although credit cards are gradually finding their way into the cities, cash is still widely used in this nation. Do you have a credit card? Credit cards are accepted at upscale hotels, tourist-focused stores, and dining establishments in Vientiane and Luang Prabang. However, they are frequently rejected by local markets, street vendors, and smaller establishments. Money. The majority of transactions will require cash because local cuisine, tuk-tuks, and transportation throughout the nation all rely on it. Limitations. A 3 to 5% surcharge is frequently applied to credit card payments. Furthermore, each ATM withdrawal may incur fees of about $2. What's changing? Cash is still the most common form of payment for daily transactions, although digital payments are gradually becoming more popular, particularly with local mobile wallets like Laut Pay.
Before we wrap up, here are some pro tips to keep in mind. Managing money in Southeast Asia requires a balance of credit cards, cash, and smart exchange strategies. While credit cards are accepted in cities, many street vendors and local markets still prefer cash. Visa and MasterCard are the most widely used, but it's always a good idea to carry cash. As we mentioned earlier, ATMs are common but can come with high fees. To save money, use bank ATMs for security, withdraw larger amounts at once, and consider fee-free cards like Charles Schwab, Revolut, or Wise. You can also use the ATM Fee Saver app to find machines with low or no fees. For currency exchange, local rates are usually better than at home. Avoid airport exchanges, except for Super Rich in Thailand, which offers some of the best rates. You'll find Super Rich at the very bottom base level of the airport. Otherwise, use local money changers in markets or shopping centres. Always check live rates with the XE Currency Conversion app, and bring crisp, undamaged United States dollars, euros, or British pounds to get the best exchange. When using ATMs, make sure to select the Decline Conversion or Without Conversion option to avoid extra charges. Always count your money before leaving exchange counters, carry small bills and coins for daily expenses, and familiarize yourself with high-denomination notes to avoid overpaying. And that's a wrap on payment trends across Southeast Asia. If you have any tips to share, Drop them in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. If you're planning a trip to these countries, be sure to watch the Ultimate Southeast Asia Visa Guide 2025 on your screen and explore our channel for more travel tips, updates, and incredible stories. Like and share this video to help fellow travelers discover these valuable insights, and don't forget to subscribe. Your support helps us keep creating amazing content. Safe travels, and see you in the next video.